Hey everyone, it's Lindsay from My Crafty Plans. Welcome back to my channel, or if you are new here, welcome. Today I just have like a little baby mini haul for you. Lots of pens and markers, so I'm excited to share that with you. This is basically just everything that I've picked up or been gifted lately. I just had like a bunch of different random stuff that I wanted to share, so I figured I would put it together in a video. Let's start with the Erin Condren stuff here first. So first of all, this is like a little bit older, but this was this year's Erin Condren Rose Gold gift. Let that be a little bit of an insight into my shopping habits. Even with all of the affiliate boxes and the collab stuff I do with them, I still purchased enough on my own to qualify for a rose gold this year. So that should tell you a little bit about my planner shopping habits. You got this really cute set of dual tip markers. I will be swatching all of the markers after I share everything. And then also just these really pretty note cards. I actually love the Erin Condren stationery, and I pretty frequently buy their gift note cards. That's usually one of the things I pick up on the Black Friday sale, is I stock up on like note cards for the rest of the year. So these are really, really cute, beautiful floral design there. And then they came with brown envelopes. It came with 6 note cards, and they're not in the fancy box, so I wouldn't say that this is like quite like getting a set that you would buy for yourself. These 6 sets of markers are $16.50. I don't see this set currently on, but they do have other colorways, etc. This one is the sunset, and they also have like an earth tone set, I know, in the focus markers. A lot of their markers have gotten an upgrade, like a makeover recently, so definitely check it out if you're not. I actually really like a lot of their like highlighters and markers and stuff, so we will check those out. And then this was the winter drop bundle, so this was actually gifted to me. These bundles are $17.50. And it comes with one A5 planning notebook, one pen or marker. You get a choice between this gel pen in the denim color or a sparkly highlighter. There are 2 different planner cover options. This one is called the Starflakes. There's also a winter collage one. And then it also comes with a pack of 2 magnetic bookmarks. So that's what they look like here. You can just use them to kind of clip your pages. Honestly, the bookmarks themselves do feel like a little bit on the cheapy side. I do like the magnetic closure, and it holds quite a few pages together, but like you could easily just like crumble that in half. It's definitely not a very hard wearing product. But the notebook is, again, like I said, it's $17.50 for the planning notebook, and it does hold, you know, on the magnetic closure quite a few pages together. So the way that this actually works, we skip over, is you get a weekly overview spread. So I think that this looks pretty similar to the one in the A5 Daily Duo. Yeah, so this is my A5 Daily Duo. I have the floral colorway, so I forget what it's called. The Bold Blooms colorway, so it's got like the scripty font, but you can see that that's like the same setup for the weekly overview page that you have here. But then you have on the opposite of that a productivity lined notes page, so it's regular lines all the way across till about here, and then 2 sets of to-do listing there. And then after that you get a double spread, so 2 spreads of lined pages, so lined, and then lined, so 4 lined pages, and then it goes to the next week overview and little dot thing. I actually think that this would make like a really nice simple work planner, especially if you're someone who takes like a lot of notes at meetings and stuff like that. So you have just like, you know, you can jot down like key to-dos, key meetings or anything like that. You've got like kind of a weekly overview page here, and then you've got plenty of space to take notes on projects or whatever. I actually think that I could see this being really useful for work for sure. And it does like alternate the colors, and just like kind of a simple classic EC little colorway there. And yeah, just another really nice notebook, plus you get the cover. And these covers, even though they're for a bundle, they are customizable. So the affiliate team just printed my name on it, so it just says Lindsay right there. We can go ahead, since this isn't a full pen set. I actually have these gel pens. I have like a bunch of them elsewhere. This is a black one. I love the way that these write. I don't know if I probably do have a denim colored one somewhere. They're just like they feel really nice in your hand because it's like a nice thick barrel. And they write like it's like a bold tip, like a 1.0 or something like that. And I do really like the way that they write. So it's just a really nice dark blue ink there. And that is the EC Winter Bundle. Next up, Kaleidoscope Living was kind enough to send me another calendar, another one of their wall calendars. I did ask them to send this to me, so thank you so much to Tasha. I love these calendars. If you are a regular Instagram viewer of mine, you'll know that I have been using these giant wall calendars in my office all year, and I just absolutely love them. And then this year they came out with a set that's all navy. So the set that I have now looks like this. That's what I've been using this year, and it's like all the months are in a rainbow color. And then I saw that this one was all navy, and I just thought that that looked really pretty. They also make a white set, but you write on these with chalk markers. I think even the white set. The navy set was really appealing to me because I thought that like white chalk markers are just really gonna pop on this. You can see with the text. So these are reusable, erasable calendar prints. So this is $75 for the set. But again, you can use this all year. The month's names are printed on them. And then you can wash them off and use them even if you leave the text on there for a while. Like my first set, I left the text on one of the months for like 4 months and it just still wiped off with water. Completely clean, no marks on it or anything like that. You can, it says not to, but you can also try wet or dry erase markers on them. And I have just tested it. I haven't left it on there, but I was able to test it with wet erase markers and everything came off cleanly as well. But I do usually write on them with chalk markers. You know, obviously if you only want to hang up one calendar at a time, I think that this is a little pricey. But if you are someone who likes to hang up multiple calendars, like right now I have 2. At the beginning of the year, I started hanging up 4 at a time. 4 was definitely too much. 2 fits better in the space that I have, so the other 2 that I had were up really high. I think 3 would honestly be ideal, but my wall is not big enough. The wall where I have them is not big enough for 3. It's only big enough for 2. But yeah, so I just date them. You can make them Monday start or Sunday start. So I make them Monday start. I just date them and then I write like big events or anything on them. And then I also use a lot of sticky notes on them, which is why Tasha was kind enough to also send me their new colorful sticky notes. How cute are these sticky notes? These bigger ones will fit inside the box. You've also got all of these little like tab sticky notes here. Really fun rainbow colors matching like the kind of rainbow motif of the classic ones, and the sticky notes are $12. So yeah, I think for next year I might do all navy. I'm still debating. I like the colorful ones, but I like the idea of them all being in this navy as well. So I don't know, I can always go back and forth since I have both sets, but that is from Kaleidoscope Living. I do have an affiliate link for them. I don't have a discount code, but I will put my link below in case you want to shop these. Again, these have been one of my favorite things from the entire year. I actually originally wanted to test these out after the Moxie Life quarterly calendars. Like that was like a digital release that was really pricey. And I found those calendars just like a little bit too small for what I wanted to do with them. So I thought that these were really appealing. It's kind of like that same thing where you can kind of color code events in your life or use this to like work on goals or projects, but have like the bigger calendar. And these are 16 by 20. So they are quite large, and the individual boxes are 2 by 2 inches. So you get plenty of space. You also are never going to have to really split your days because it's got enough dates. It's got enough space in the dates that even if you Monday start or Sunday start, you're not gonna have to split your days. All right, next up, I have these 2 new sets of pens from the Daily Grind. These were actually also gifted to me, and it was a total surprise. I was not expecting to get these. They just showed up in my mailbox, which was super sweet of Angie. I do have a discount code for the Daily Grind. It is My Crafty Plans, and that will save you 10% off your order. It is an affiliate discount code, so I do receive a small commission for that. But so these are the markers that I have, and I'm really excited for these highlighters. I love her highlighters. I was so impressed with the quality of them when I first tested them out in like that sort of softer color palette. They're also really priced very well. So this set of gel pens here, it says ballpoint gel pen, retractable pen. You get 4 black, 1 blue, and 1 red. This pack is $7.99, and then this pack of 12 highlighters is $9.97. So $10 for all of these markers. Really bright fun colors, and I cannot wait to try these out. One side is the chisel tip and one side is a bullet tip, so you can write with either side. So I'm really excited to try these out because I did love the last set of highlighters, the ones that came in like the 2-pack, and I also thought that those were priced really well as well. So that's really exciting, and I'm gonna swatch these when we go ahead and swatch all of these pens and markers because I do have more pens and markers. Okay, next up These are actually from Five Below. If you have never walked around the stationery section of Five Below, I like 10 out of 10 recommend. We like to take the kids there for like a treat as good behavior, let them pick out something. So these were each $5 a piece. So $5 for this set, $5 for this set, which is, you know, that's a lot of value. I mean, who knows how they work, but that is a lot of value in terms of markers. If you think even what like, you know, Amazon markers cost, it's still more than $5 for this set. So this is a set of 12 stamping markers. If you are familiar with my obsession with the Erin Condren stamping markers, it probably will come as no surprise as why they bought them. These even have a yellow star. So I love the easy stamping markers. I use them like a lot in journaling and in book journaling and in my planner. But I've spoken about how like the yellow star is the one that I use the most. So I'm essentially paying $16.50 just to have that one yellow star marker, and how I would just really like a set of like all stars or all black stamping markers, which they don't make yet. This is a set and it's only $5, and it's got like a pink heart, it's got a green star and a yellow star, so we got more stars. It's got a moon, which I kind of love, so I can't wait to try these out. Hopefully they work, and hopefully they don't bleed, because these are gonna be super fun, and I know I'm gonna be like totally obsessed with these if they don't. So anyway, that is these scribble or stamp markers. I am honestly not sure, like these don't have like a brand on them, but they're obviously the same brand because like the packaging looks really similar. So I'm not really sure if you can get these anywhere besides Five Below. It just says, on the bottom it says distributed by 1616 Holdings, but that is like Philadelphia, and I've got these near Philadelphia because that's where I live, so I'm not really sure. And then these other ones are watercolor markers, which I thought would be super, super fun to try out. They also had like acrylic markers that like look like dupes of some really expensive markers and stuff in there, but I was kind of fascinated by these watercolor markers. So you have the markers, they've got a chisel tip and a fine tip. We will be trying these, and then it comes with like some different brushes as well. So I think you can mix these with water and blend them. Here it looks like kind of how you can do, you know, that you've got some examples there of how to kind of make it work with the water. So we will try these, we'll swatch them out, and we'll swatch them out with water as well. So I'm really excited to try that. And again, only $5 for this whole set. Okay, next up I have these chalk markers. They are Lottie Dottie chalk markers. This is a set of 24, and this was actually sent to me by TikTok Shop. So you can actually pick these up on TikTok. If you have not shopped on TikTok before, it's actually a very pleasant shopping experience. Be careful with the reputable sellers, etc., but you can tell from the reviews and stuff, generally speaking, and I've had like a lot of really, really good shopping experiences on TikTok, and only one sort of bad one. And the only bad thing about that was the package took forever to come. I still got it and everything, it just took a really long time. Everything else has been like pretty quick shipping and has gotten to me quickly. A lot of places have free shipping. But also, if you're super not comfortable shopping on TikTok, these are also available on Amazon. This 24 set right now is $25.99 on Amazon. And it's the same price on TikTok Shop, so, you know, shop where you will. I have it linked on my TikTok. I have like a shoppable video, and then I will put these on my Amazon store as well in case you want to check them out. They're really cool chalk markers. Not gonna swatch them in a planner, but I did go ahead and borrow this from my daughter's room. She has a big chalkboard on her room, so I did pick that up. You can see all the colors here. I had two that were a little bit wonky. It was like the pink, that one I was able to get started better, and then the orange was like a little bit wonky. Like it wasn't shaking correctly, but the other ones all worked fine. Some of these are so pretty. I love the light colors that are like not white, like the light pink, the light purple, the light mint. So good. So yeah, you can hear that that's not making the right noise. It's supposed to sound like this, but yeah, so it's not. Oh, there we go. So you just have to kind of like charge these up, and that one, you know, they're supposed to be a little more solid like that, but you just charge these up the way you would a paint marker, but they're liquid chalk. There's a white one, there's a bunch of different colors. And I did get these specifically to have more colors on my Kaleidoscope Living. So these are my multicolor Kaleidoscope Living. And one thing that I did think was cool about this chalk marker set is it does actually come with black, which is obviously not really helpful on a black chalkboard, but you can use it on one of these, and some of these are lighter color than this hot pink. Like February, for example, is like this real light pink color, and that would look really nice with honestly with like a bunch of the different markers with some of the darker colors there. So I just thought that that would be fun to have. So I did actually request these and they got sent to me. And then it is chalk marker, so you can just wipe it clean with water. I actually found that for the colors, just while I was playing around with these, it definitely the color ones, especially the dark colors, don't wipe quite as clean, quite as quickly as the white markers do, but with a little bit of alcohol spray, everything cleaned off like super, super nicely and you can't tell that it's there. Versus the white one. So I do think that that's like a color thing and not a marker thing. The white one seems to wipe just as clean as my other chalk markers do as quickly with just water, but the darker colors, just there's like a little bit more pigment or whatever in it. So an alcohol spray is gonna take care of the rest of that for you. And those are the Lottie Dottie chalk markers. Again, you can find those on TikTok Shop or on Amazon. I've also swatched all the other markers that I had of now so that you could see them. So these were the Daily Grind highlighters. I love their highlighters. One, as I mentioned, they're a really good price. They write really nicely. So you can see all the colors here. I would describe this as like pastel brights. I don't know, I really, really like this. It's a really pretty set of colors. I really love like the light neons up at the top here, like these ones, the pinks and the yellows look super, super great. The pens write really nicely as well. But what I actually love about the Daily Grind highlighters is they have like that nice square aesthetic barrel, like the ones that you see on Amazon, but the highlighter tip on this is much squishier than the ones that you typically get on Amazon, like those Aloster ones or the Zaire or the Mr. Pen. I find the tip on this is it has just like so much more bounce and give, and I personally really like that. It's like a little bit squishier, more akin to like a mild liner, although not exactly the same shape as a mild liner, but I just really much prefer the chisel tip on this compared to some of those Amazon ones, and the price point on these is really great. It's the same or cheaper than a lot of those options anyways. So I do think that these Daily Grind highlighters are a really awesome option, and I do really like this 12 color set there. And those were the writing pens as well, the black, the blue, and the red. You can, of course, use these in any planner. This is my Archer and Olive swatch book, so nothing is gonna bleed in here, but you can obviously use those in your planner, and I've used the other Daily Grind pens in multiple planners many times. So then the next markers that I have here, the first that I took a look at from Five Below was the watercolor markers. I really was like, this was not what I was expecting. These definitely feel like $5 markers. That being said, I'm not like a watercolor marker expert, and I would much rather play around with some $5 watercolor markers and get used to them, figure them out before investing in something that's like much more expensive than that. So I was just like having fun messing around with the watercolor. When you draw with them, they like write like regular markers, and then you go in with the brushes, which it comes with 3 brushes. I feel like you should be able to fill up these barrels with water and squeeze it. I have other markers like that. I could not for the life of me figure out how to do it, so I just dipped in a cup of water. But so you can just kind of go in and then brush the color. This has been drying a while, so it's not gonna be as good as when you lay the ink down, but you can kind of like, you know, create some cool effects, do some painting. You can also just use like put some of the marker color on like a plastic or a scrap paper and then paint there. You can also put water down first and then paint with the marker. So just kind of fun to play around with. I did a little bit of messing around with that at the bottom. Again, I'm not really an expert on this, but for $5, it's a fun time. I also think that the kids are really gonna like these. I wouldn't use these in my planner. I would use them in like an art journal. You can actually put them in like a planner, just the marker, and it's not gonna bleed. It was barely even ghosting. This is an Erin Condren notebook, but like I'm not putting water in my planner because that is definitely going to ruin the page. Archer and Olive, these are kind of designed to be virtually indestructible. You can use a lot of pens and markers in here that you can't use in other places. If you don't know, the Archer and Olive notebooks have 160 GSM paper. It's almost cardstock, basically. Yeah, so I have watercolored in the Archer and Olive journal, but like beyond that, I wouldn't use the watercolor markers in my planner, but I will definitely play around with them in my art journal. And then also I'm probably gonna let the kids play with those as well. Again, they were only $5. If I want more of them, I can grab more of them. Then the next set of Five Below markers here are these stamp markers. And like, honestly, I'm just gonna tell you, just run to Five Below and do yourself a favor, run to Five Below and grab these. I am obsessed. I love these. If you don't know, I am also obsessed with the Erin Condren stamp markers. The thing is the Erin Condren stamp markers are like $16.50 for a set of what, 8? And this is 12 for $5. I would say quality-wise, it's like marginally slightly less than the Erin Condren ones in terms of stamp consistency. Stamping markers are kind of tricky in general, especially anything with like small pieces of cutout shape. You're never going to be able to get that like cutout consistently all of the time. Even on the EC ones, like the ones with the open circle from Erin Condren, I struggle with those all of the time. But the solid shapes are really fun and they work really well. I did have some where I had to like start them a little bit and then they were good, but this is a really fun set of stamping markers. If you are a teacher, I think this is really fun. Or if you want to play around with some stamps in your planner, there's like a water one. I love the moon one. I don't know what I'm going to use that for, but it's the cutest little crescent moon ever. And I just always have loved crescent moons. So yeah. Plus I've got a teal star and a yellow star, perfect for book journaling. And then 2 hearts. The flowers are really cute. Anyway, I think this is a really fun set of markers and it was only $5. I may pick up another set of these. Again, the kids would love to play with these, but these ones are going in my planner marker stash and not going to be for the kids. We'll have to pick up another pack for the kids. So last up for the markers, I have the Focus Dual Tip markers. These are definitely not my favorite Erin Condren markers. The highlighter chisel tip is just so small. If you're looking for like a very thin highlighter, definitely check these out. But yeah, it's a really thin highlighter. So it's kind of like more of a strike through than like a regularly widthed highlighter. I don't know. I have other Erin Condren highlighters that are much thicker. Like these are the regular ones, the new ones that came out this year. Again, just like much thicker lined. I do think the colors on these are really pretty. I think that the theme of this is sunset, and I don't think the gray, the purple, or the light blue really go with that theme, but the dusk, the sunset, and the Meyer one, I guess Meyer, like a Meyer lemon, those really go. And actually that yellow one is probably one of my favorite tones of yellow I've ever gotten in a marker. That is just really pretty and definitely like a more unique yellow. I don't think I have anything close to that. So yeah, I mean, again, it's pretty. But if you're looking to pick up like a set of highlighters from Erin Condren, I would definitely recommend the new like Bold Blooms Canvas or Evolve set over these focused ones in particular. But either way, that is everything. Those are all the pens I have, all of the swatches, and that is everything for this haul. So thank you so much for watching. Black Friday shopping season is almost here. So where are some places that you're shopping this year? Could be planner or not. I always do a lot of Black Friday shopping, like honestly, a lot. And I'm sure this year will be no exception. We actually have like a game plan to do quite a bit of furniture shopping, so that's kind of exciting. If you want to see more of that and more stuff like that, definitely check me out on TikTok at My Crafty Plans. I post a lot more like lifestyle, kid stuff, home videos, content like that over there. If you want to see more planner stuff or shorter form planner stuff, definitely check me out on Instagram at My Crafty Plans. And stay tuned, so much more end of the year stuff coming, new goals, new planners, all of the good things. Happy planning, happy shopping, and I will talk to you all soon.